And good morning. Welcome to Calm as Fuck Qigong. Yay. We're about to get started. Here we go. Oh. You know what I'm going to do, right? Yeah, that's right. I'm just going to jiggle. I've been jumping rope, and I find it makes me very sore in both my, oh, thank you, Blue, yes, in my calf. See, she's very sweet. She's very sweet. She's licking my calf. We went on a big walk this morning, but she pulled out her toy. Hi. 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 No, she's not interested in the toy anymore. Can everybody see Blue? Keep going. So I was saying, it makes me sore in my low back. That or the extra nap I took yesterday. Okay. You can bounce on your heels a little bit too. That'll get a little more extra jostling going. Right. And then good, we're gonna take a couple circle breaths. Inhaling as we come up. Exhaling as we come down. Thinking about breathing deeply into the lower abdomen. Good. Now we're going to move into noodle arms. So this is where we're thinking about lifting up through the crown of the head and keeping that spine nice and straight and those arms really loose like noodles, like they're completely dead. And so I'm really spinning like this, right? Really thinking about getting that motion into that spine. I'm turning the top of my head to look behind me to get that motion to go even into my neck. And I keep turning to face the front so that you can hear me. I'm going to stop turning my head just so I can talk to the screen for sound, but you guys keep turning your heads. So this is one of those like super movements in Tai Chi and Qigong, and that's why we see it all the time. It's great for the spine, it's great for the low back, it's great for the neck, and it's also great for your kidneys, and it's good for your stomach, and sort of like your digestive health, which in turn is good for mental health. And so since it's good for all of those things, it's one of those power movements that I call them power movements just because they do like 7, 8, 12 different things. Good. All right, we can let that start to slow down. Good. All right, next movement we're gonna do is a little bit, so my low back is kind of hurting and my legs. So that's what I'm focused on today. If you have something that you wanna focus on, give me a thumbs up and put it in the chat, and then I'll get on it. So the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna demonstrate the movement. If you've never done it before, just watch me. I'm gonna do it front ways and then sideways. So it's bending down and then rowing forward. Bending down and rowing forward. Okay, how that looks from the side. When I do it, I sit my butt back, right, as I reach forward. So it's like this. And then I kind of bend those I keep those knees bent. So I don't just come back up to standing, right? I come through and I keep the knees bent as I kind of row forward, almost as if I was like on a rower at the gym, right? And you can see I get a little undulation going through my spine. You can see that kind of curling happening there. You guys keep going. Okay, good. And I inhale on the way down, and I exhale on my way up. Good. Again, I'm thinking about kind of reaching that butt back, then rowing those hips through. Good. Give me 3 more. Okay, awesome. Now we're gonna do just a little bit of kind of like opening of the chest. Today's gonna have a fair amount of twisting in it. So we're gonna do this thing. I'm gonna come closer so you can see me. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of turn my arms in like this so that my hands are like this. As I kind of roll everything forward and I hunch forward a little bit. And then I'm gonna kind of open everything like this, right? And then I'm gonna drop and come forward. And then I'm gonna open and twist out. Yeah, good. We're just gonna do that a couple times. And you can sort of make it as big and small as you want. Like you can go like really kind of down and make it really big. Or you can just do it a little smaller. It's early, do what feels good to your body, right? Someone found their squeaky toy this morning. It's this one, it's this one right here. Yeah, good, feel that. All right, good. Now what we're gonna do is the movement separating heaven and earth. So I'm gonna push you back a little bit more, I think. There you go. And you gotta move. Get. There you go. Okay. Oh my gosh, are you okay? You fell. There we go. You're better now. Okay, good. All right. Here we go. So separating heaven and earth. We're gonna inhale up like this. And then we're gonna press up and press down. And the front hand's just going to kind of turn palm up and press it this way. The bottom hand's going to turn palm down, and it's going to kind of come to the side, and we're going to turn ever so slightly. So it'll look like this. And then we'll inhale, and then exhale, we'll do it to the other side. Does that make sense? All right, let's do it all together. I'm going to do it 8 times. Ready? Begin. Inhale. One. Feeling it opening the sides, getting that nice little twist in there. This is great for the spleen and stomach, the earth meridian, the earth element. This is good for our digestion and our mental health. Making sure you're not locking out your knees. You have a nice little micro bend. We never want to lock out our joints when we're doing this. Last time on each side. Good. Now let's go back to circle breaths. We're going to do these for a little bit. We're really going to get into this movement now. So we inhale as we come up. We exhale as we come down. This one, really let your breath lead the movement. So if you're a little shorter breaths, you need to go. That's just fine. If you're feeling like feels good to you, then that's good. We want to go as slow as we can while not feeling like we're getting out of breath. So it's going to be a little faster for me than that super slow one I did. Again, little micro bend in the knees. When we reach our shoulders up, don't crunch them next to your ear, leave them nice and open. Thinking about reaching kind of out with the arms and the hands, lengthening everything. Keeping that spine nice and straight, lifting up, sinking down. Good. Imagine Qi coming in through the palms of the hands, down from the sky through the crown of the head, all of it going to your lower abdomen, your energetic center. Okay, we're going to do one more. When our hands get down, we're going to put hands back to back. We're going to draw them up the midline, bring them out, and then just hold them right here. Thinking about not getting our shoulders up, but relaxing the shoulders down, nice space in between. Just closing our eyes for a minute and holding this position, thinking about the muscles in our back holding our arms up more than our shoulders doing it. Focus on the hands. Feel the sensations in the hands. Feel the Qi gathering there, getting warmer, tingling, heavy. Good, we're going to bring the hands up to about shoulder width. down in front of the heart and just hold the hands apart, imagining a connection between them. Good, then we bring them all the way close and we're going to rub them. And then we're going to place palm over palm on that lower abdomen below the belly button. Good, and I'm going to mirror you guys. I'm going to go to the right. We're going to do little circles in that abdomen. Good. Feel that warmth in that abdomen. We're nourishing our belly right now. We're nourishing our intestines. We're going along the digestive tract. Food and digestion is so related to mental health and calmness and anxiety. So when we do this, we're really helping to create all those little neuroreceptors that like to live in our gut and go up to our brain. You can go the other way. Just some nice, gentle loving. Good. All right. Good. Next, we're going to move into chi twirling above the head. So we're going to take our arms up like this. I'm going to hold, and then I'm going to like turn to one side, and then I'm going to come back to the middle, and then I'm going to turn to the other side. Now you can also kind of like come down to a squat. If you want while doing that, that'll provide you a little bit more, but you can also just kind of like stay up. What I want you to really think about is shifting the weight. So when I'm over on this side, I can fairly easily like lift this foot up, right? It's here just for balance. So I'm not like here and then like if I took my foot off, I'd fall, right? I really want you to think about shifting that weight. Shifting that weight. Good, let's start. So we're imagining sort of like this vortex of chi above our heads that our fingers and our hands are outlining. It's like a little spiral that's going into our head. You guys keep going. I forgot to put a clock up. Okay, good, we're great. Good, you'll probably start to feel this in your hands. That's great. This is where our balancing happens in this movement. It's through the sensations in the hands. So you can focus on that. Try not to let the shoulders get too up like this. Really think about pulling them down. If you need to, you can make the movement down here if it's hurting. We don't want anything to hurt or get tight, right? We want to stay nice and loose when we're doing Qigong. Good. And then we're gonna Stop on one side. Bring the hand behind us to the back of our head, the hand in front of us to the top. And then we're just gonna do this nice little movement and end with one hand on the lower dantian and one hand on the... Good. And then we're gonna go into our rubbing the chest movement. So we reach out. Good. Again, don't walk your knees out. I keep saying that because I keep locking my knees out. So it's easy to do, it's easy to forget, but you want to have kind of like a nice little bend so that your stance is loose and open. That's how the chi flows. So we're scooping chi in, rubbing it into our heart, rubbing it down to the lower dantian, nourishing all of those internal organs. If you want, you can start adding in a little bit of a twisting movement. So we're twisting with the hand that comes out, so it ends up making like a sweeping movement. If this is confusing at all, just stay where you were. Good. So really just feel yourself being nourished by this movement. Good, and we can end with both hands coming to that lower dantian. Take 3 deep breaths into those hands. Letting your lungs fill from the bottom up. Good. All right, next movement, we're going to put our hands behind our back. And we're going to do another little twisting movement. So I'm going to twist from the bottom up. So I'm going to turn like the lower legs, the upper legs, the hips, the waist, the shoulders, the head. Right? And then when I come back, I'm going to do my head, my shoulders, my waist, my hips, my legs, my lower legs. And then I do that all with an inhale. So inhaling, extending through the crown. Exhaling, coming back to center. Good. Sometimes things will crack and they'll feel good, and that's great. So this movement's really reminiscent of like yoga twists, right? So we're inhaling as we turn. The turning of the body sort of, it makes the space inside, particularly the abdominal cavity, different sort of in terms of like volume. And then when we breathe in with our lungs, it kind of like squishes everything and pushes it in these new ways, which is good for it. It's kind of like moving everything around, helping increase blood flow, maybe getting areas that have been stuck. Let's do one more time on each side. Nice and slow, long inhale, extending through the crown. Good. And then we're just going to end with a nice another round of circle breath, gathering chi, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. So this is another one of those power movements. So we inhale and exhale. Little micro bend in the knee, chi coming in through the palms of the hands, down through the crown of the head, but also up from the earth through the soles of the feet. Those are the 5 gates, right? The soles of the feet, the palms of the hands, the crown of the head. Notice where chi is always interacting with the world around it, either leaving or coming in. Those gates are always open. Good. So this movement's just about utilizing those gates to connect to the earth below through the feet, the air around us through the hands, and to the sky above us with the crown of the head. So gathering chi, it's energizing for our body. It's also very relaxing and helps reset that nervous system. It helps calm everything down by helping move the chi through that upper dantian at the third eye, the middle dantian at the heart, and return the chi to that lower dantian. So here we're helping sort of release blockages. All right, let's do one more, nice and slow. All the chi returning. Good. I always had a teacher who would say the most important step in Qigong is the first one you take when you finish practice. And I feel like it's something I've sort of forgotten and need to be reminded of. So when we get into kind of like this calm state, we like to leave and be like, oh, okay. But really think about like keeping that calm state with you, like walking into your day with it. All right, I'm going to end the recording. If anybody has any questions, feel free, and we don't have to let all the other people who couldn't make it hear you. But all the other people out there who are watching the recording, we are so glad that you're still able to practice with us, even if you can't get up at 8:30 or you had something going on.